Christmas was a healthy team. That team has been together for just 6 games this season. Houston won 5 of those, and tonight the Jazz are in town to take on the Rockets. We have it right here on FSN Southwest. Welcome to your Rockets pregame show. Beautiful night in downtown H-Town. The Rockets, last game that they played there, they finished with just 8 players at the Toyota Center. They remain hobbled, but they are ready tonight to welcome the Utah Jazz inside the Toyota Center. The Rockets will be without Yao Ming again. The Rockets have struggled without the big man. 1 and 2 in the 3 games that he has missed thus far, and they will try to do it again tonight. Their first game after the Christmas holiday break. Hey there, welcome into the FSN studios for Rockets Game Time. This is your Lexus pregame show. I'm John Radigan, John Barry, Bob Sura, Derek Anderson, Rafer Alston, and Yao Ming. That's just a few of the names that mark the injured list for the Rockets. Let's get the very latest on just who is available today by checking in with Bart Ennis. Hey, Bart.
Hey, John, you know what? The Rockets are just glad to be back home after that debacle in Denver on the 23rd where Coach Van Gundy felt like his team really just gave in to the fact that, you know what, we got all these injuries, we're not supposed to be very good, and he felt like that was sort of the way they play. So they come back home. They've got 3 days at home, including Christmas Day, to spend some time with family. But most practice time in, meaningful practice time in, some good quality practice time in. Van Gundy is hoping that that will help get them at least more energetic for tonight's game against the Jazz. One thing that I know will help them is that they are going to get Dikembe Mutombo back tonight. They will have a shot-blocking, rebounding presence in the low post. As you mentioned, without Yao Ming, they really missed that. Mutombo's coming back tonight. He's got the dislocated, lacerated middle finger on his right hand, bandaged heavily, and we're going to talk to him a little bit more in the, later in the show. But they're also hoping that they can catch the Jazz a little bit lead-footed tonight. They're coming on the second half of a back-to-back situation. They beat Memphis in overtime at the Delta Center last night. The Jazz have been banged up, too. Carlos Boozer has missed most of the season with a hamstring problem. Andrei Kirilenko, their best player, recently came back. He had 24 points and 14 rebounds in that win over Memphis last night. So he's playing sensational basketball, but he's just coming back. He's had some back problems. So hopefully the Rockets are hoping anyway he may be slowed a little bit in the second half of back-to-back. We'll see.
Tonight's Lexus keys to the game. And it's a fairly similar key to the game almost every night. T-Mac. Tracy McGrady has put up some big numbers, though, against these Jazz over the past couple of seasons, averaging over 30 a game against this team since the 2003-2004 season. Welcome back to Rockets pregame. The Rockets face the Jazz tonight. It is a Jazz team that has been very good with Andrei Kirilenko in the lineup, 10-8. 2-8 without him. Kirilenko is in the lineup tonight, and we are headed downtown to the Toyota Center to check in for the first time with Bill Worrell and Clyde Drexler tonight. Hey, guys.
Hey, John, how are you? Hope you had a Merry Christmas, and hope everybody out there did. Somebody put a big old lump of coal in the Rockets stocking during Christmas time. They're trying to survive right now, Clyde, and it's tough, although they will get Dikembe Mutombo back tonight.
It's always great when you have people coming back off the injury list, and especially when you get that big man back in the middle, because everyone else on the floor, Bill, is a better defensive player when Mutombo is on the floor.
Well, the Jazz are a perfect example. When Andrei Kirilenko plays, the Jazz win. When he doesn't play, there's something like 2-8 this year, and he is really something special to watch. Last night, they came from behind. Utah was 18 points down in the third quarter. Kirilenko hits a 3. There you see the clock down to 2 seconds. Sends it into overtime, and then the big block shot right here, Clyde.
He just does it all, Bill. He scores, he passes, he defends, he knocks down his open threes. He's just one of the most versatile players in the NBA, and he needs to get a little bit more recognition.
Well, he gets plenty of recognition. It even seemed like every time he played Houston, he was marking across the board, but Kirilenko is healthy again, and the Jazz are playing pretty good basketball. Now, for the Houston Rockets, they got to find a way to get T-Mac going. I think it's pretty evident that with the big fella out, Tracy McGrady has suffered.
He suffered because they're running 2 and 3 people at him. If you look at his numbers with and without Yao, obviously they're a lot better with the big fella. And they make a dynamic duo. One without the other is just not good enough because the Rockets don't have enough weapons to hurt you. Yeah. And so they command all of the attention, and it's really tough night after night. But one thing T-Mac has in his favor, tonight he's home. They're rested somewhat. You got the big fella coming back, which he doesn't have to rebound and play all of the defense.
Yeah.
So he can use more of that energy for the offensive load.
Now, a couple of seasons ago, Detroit Pistons, of course, had a great run, and Mehmet Okur played a big part in that. He became a free agent, signed with the Utah Jazz. Here's a young guy that started playing in Turkey. His game has really emerged now. He is becoming a young star in this league.
He really is. Under Jerry Sloan, he's gotten a little bit more responsibility on the offensive end, and he is producing, Bill. You look at his numbers, very formidable. He comes through. He's good from the outside. There he is on the low block scoring, but he's a very decent defender as well. So he makes that team what it is, and he was a great acquisition by the Utah Jazz.
It really was, because at 6'11", with the way he can go out and shoot, it really poses a problem, and it will for Dikembe.
Exactly, and it just opens up the whole middle of the offense for the rest of the players. With young players like Deron Williams, Karolinko driving to the basket, they always have a guy to kick it out to who can knock down the open jumper. That's a tremendous advantage.
And John, tonight, I think the key for the Rockets, get off to a good start. Lately here at home, they have not been playing well in the first quarter. The fans don't get into the game, and I think it's something the Rockets need to do, don't
They
you?
need to come out with a sense of purpose. As you said, they've come out lackadaisical and let teams jump on them, even the Raptors. Those are teams you should play as hard as you can to try to establish your home court advantage and take them out early. And hopefully the Rockets will do that in tonight's game.
Okay, John, back to you.
Both teams play pretty good in the paint. Rockets number 1, Jazz number 2. That's our Lexus stat of the night. Welcome back to Rockets Game Time. Rockets just 1 and 2 without Yao in the lineup. Tracy McGrady doesn't seem to be too good without him. We've shown you the numbers there. That is nearly 9 points below his average for the season, that 14.7 a game. It's time now to head back to Toyota Center. Bart Ennis standing by with Dikembe.
The finger's doing well. I don't have that much pain right now. I think the doctor who was able to put it back in LA, I think he did a good job. I'm just wearing this slip to protect myself for more further injury. But besides that, I'm able to bend it, so everything's going well. I'm going to be able to block shot, rebound, and do whatever.
Think your offensive game will suffer a little bit?
No, it's going to be there because I practiced my shooting today. It's looking very well. Free throws, I'm shooting very well. So I don't think I have nothing that is affecting me from playing the game the way I want to play.
The team got a couple of days off here after the loss in Denver. Very tough loss. Guys got a chance to come home, spend some time with family, and get some quality practice time in Dikembe. What do you think that'll mean for the team tonight?
I think it means a lot. Right now, we just want to get back there on the floor and play and win as many games as we can. We understand that injury is part of our career, but injury have affected our team the way we play by getting some of the guys out. But we are ready.
Coach Van Gundy a moment ago was discussing the fact that he felt like in Denver the team sort of gave in a little bit to the mentality of, our guys are hurt, we're not very good right now, and he sort of saw the team give in. Did you agree with that?
Jeff is a coach. There's nothing to go against him. I think that's what he saw. I think we kind of let him down. We didn't respond to anything that he asked us to do. The guy didn't give the best effort the coach was looking for. I think he was very disappointed, and he told us yesterday. He let all of his pressures and go during the practice. So I think we're going to come out tonight and give him a great effort.
Talk about the Utah Jazz. They've got Karolinko back, and he is a terrific player. If you scout them, what are you expecting tonight?
I know they're going to be very physical, but we're ready. They just want to get to you, and they see how you're going to respond. And we played them long enough, so we're going to be ready.
Live from the Toyota Center in downtown Houston, FSN Houston presents Rockets basketball. And tonight the Rockets return home to take on the Utah Jazz. Hi everybody, I'm Bill Worrell. Good to have you with us here tonight, and a Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you were able to get with your family and friends and have a Merry Christmas. Looking forward to a happy holiday and Happy New Year. The Rockets would like to start the new year with a couple of victories here in December to end this year. The Rockets have fallen on hard times, but tonight they're getting somebody back, Dikembe Mutombo and Clyde Drexler. That should help shore up things a little bit in the middle.
Especially on the defensive end, Bill. Mutombo is a defensive presence. Every team needs a shot blocker. They're all better defenders when he's on the floor, Bill. And it's great to have returning players coming back to the team because they've been depleted from injuries. And as you stated earlier, they could really use a home victory.
Well, of course, with Yao Ming out, it has really hurt Tracy McGrady's scoring, as evidenced by this graphic, as Tracy McGrady is getting a lot of double teams, Clyde.
A lot of double teams, and in most cases, triple teams. You see he's averaging 25 a game with Yao and only 14.7 without him. Look at the field goal percentage, the three-point percentage. That's because he's shooting over 2 and 3 people every time down the floor.
Andre Kirilenko, if you haven't seen him play, this is one of the most exciting players in the NBA. He won the game single-handedly down the stretch in overtime last night for Utah.
Well, he just does it all, Bill. You see, he can score the ball, he can rebound, he gets steals, he blocks on the weak side. He just does it all. He's one of those players in the NBA that doesn't get enough recognition, but certainly he's a big presence on the floor for the Jazz. Yep. Here he is with the block, big in the overtime win against Memphis, and he just does it all night after night with the steal. Kirilenko is a magnificent player.
It's time now for the Toyota Power Team. Keys to the game.
Well, the Rockets have got to defend the paint. The game is going to be won and lost tonight in the paint. They got to get some easy buckets. Take the onus off of Tracy McGrady to score 60 points. Get some easy buckets. Get some transition buckets. And the last but not least, they got to rebound the basketball.
Yeah, that's really going to be a key tonight because Utah, #1 offensive rebounding team in the NBA. We should have a good one tonight. The Rockets and the Jazz coming your way next on FSN Houston. Again, everybody, and welcome back to the Toyota Center as the Rockets take on the Utah Jazz. These teams have split the 4-game series in each of the last 2 seasons. Let's set up tonight's Southwest Airlines starting lineups. And for the visiting Utah Jazz, it will be the very versatile Andre Kirilenko, Mehmet Okur, Jaron Collins, Gordon Giricek, and Keith McLeod. And for the Houston Rockets, they will send out Tracy McGrady, Juwan Howard, Dikembe Mutombo back from a 2-game injury. Leave of absence. Luther Head is in the starting lineup along with David Wesley. So we've got 2 of the most exciting players in the league on display tonight. You know about T-Mac as he takes it to the rack, and Andre Kirilenko can do it all. We should have a good one coming up next on FSN Houston. So we welcome you back to the Toyota Center as we get ready for basketball tonight. The Houston Rockets going against the Utah Jazz. The Rockets at 10-15, the Jazz at 12-16. So these are 2 teams that are right on the periphery, on the outside looking in, if the NBA playoffs were to start tomorrow. So it's a big game whenever 2 teams in the Western Conference get together. Let's go to Bart Ennis.
Well, Bill, one of the interesting little games within the game tonight was when the Jazz have Darren Williams on the court in the backcourt and Luther Head on the court for the Rockets. Head and Williams, teammates on those great Illinois basketball teams. These guys have practiced against each other many times. They know each other's moves well. Each of them knows where the other likes to shoot the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see when they're out there together who gets the better of that. Both guys are excited about going head-to-head when they get the opportunity. Williams having a very good season for rookie season anyway for the Jazz, averaging 11.5 points and 5 assists per game. He had 8 assists in the win over Memphis last night. But that should be an interesting little battle when those 2 guys are on the court, Bill.
Well, it will be, Bart, because they don't have to look at any tape. They've guarded each other so many times that they know each other's game inside and out. Darren Williams, the 3rd player taken in the first round of the NBA draft. He's being coached by a veteran, too, and Jerry Sloan. Jerry enters his 18th season as the head coach of the Jazz. What a guy. More than 34 years in the NBA as a player and a coach. A couple of NBA final appearances. 15 trips to the NBA playoffs. Of course, with the great John Stockton and Karl Malone. But Jerry, 2 more years than Bobby Cox's 16 years with the Atlanta Braves. So he's been with that franchise as long as anybody, and he's a class act, isn't he, Clyde?
Class act, and one of the nicest coaches you're ever going to come across. The thing I love about Jerry Sloan is he expects excellence from all of his players. So he's a professional.
And this is the 101st game that Jerry has coached against the Houston Rockets. 101 games, counting playoffs and regular season. And he and Hot Rod Huntley know where the press room is for the free food before the game. That's what I like about it.
That's important, Bill.
Yes, it is. Utah wins a tip. Karolinko will bring it up. Wesley picks him up. How about this kid, Keith McLeod? What a game he had last night. He had a career-high 20 points.
He's got a lot of talent. He's proven to Coach Jerry Sloan that he can get it done.
T-Mac gets a steal on the double team off Karolinko. So good defense by Houston on the first possession. Wesley will set it up. Tracy McGrady has really been stopped in the last 2 games like I've never seen him stopped before. As both Toronto and Denver found a way to slow him down with double and triple teams. This time he slashes to the basket for 2. Hey, there was a double team coming in, but he didn't get there fast enough.
He went the other way, Bill. He's got to be aggressive like that all night, because if he continues to just pass the ball to his teammates and expect them to make open shots, that's been a losing proposition so far. So he's got to be a little bit more aggressive and force the action.
Yeah. There's Okur with a nice pass inside and a good catch by Gordon Girachek. And a bad pass, another turnover, and McGrady will bring it up for Houston. McGrady's got Girachek on him. He'll pull up and hit the jumper. Uh-oh, T-Mac has come to play tonight.
Exactly what the Houston Rockets needed to get off to a good start, Bill. We talked about it earlier, but set the tone. This is your home court. Let's protect it.
Yeah, the crowd looks into it because the Rockets had gotten into it early, so we're off to a good start. Now Karolinko with the basketball. Jaron Collins, and that's the man somewhat forgotten sometimes in the offense. Doesn't score a lot of points, but Jaron Collins is a pretty good all-around player.
He's just a good blue-collar worker who does all of the little things that no one else wants to do.
McGrady, 3 for 3 to start the game. Boy, he was wide open coming off that pick.
He is on a mission, Bill. I like it.
Of course, the Utah Jazz didn't get in here until about 2 o'clock in the morning. Played an overtime game and beating Memphis last night. And the strip ball by McGrady creates the turnover off the knee of Karolinko. So T-Mac really out on both ends of the court.
Getting it done on both ends of the court, leading his team the way he should.
Wesley sets up the offense for Houston. T-Mac coming off that pick. Karolinko wasn't ready. He's a little short on the shot, and Okur saves it. Okur is 6'11". He will come outside for the shot. That's what Juwan has to watch him. He's become a much better inside player. Look at that pass to Collins, and a foul on Houston.
Okur has been a productive member of the Utah Jazz team. He's able to knock down the perimeter shot from threes and around the elbow. But he's also a very good passer on the interior, as you see here with the pass to Jared Collins.
I remember Larry Brown talking about him when he got away from Detroit, and he was really appreciative of Okur's game because he had played 5 years in Turkey before he came over here, so he really wasn't a rookie, was he?
He wasn't a rookie, but when guys come from Europe, you really don't know what to expect the first couple of years.
Yeah.
But he was an integral part of that championship team, and he provided some valuable minutes off the bench for Larry Brown and the Detroit Pistons.
Jaron Collins, his brother Jason, plays for the New Jersey Nets. They both played together for the Cardinal at Stanford. Played their college ball there. Juwan Howard.
Twin brothers again.
Yeah. Inside now to Howard. Howard will work on Okur, gets a double team that shows. Right back to Howard again with 7 on the shot clock. Taking it inside, Okur cuts him off, and Juwan Howard with a beautiful move.
With his patented jumper. I love to see that move. That's the shot I love to see Juwan Howard shoot because he's very efficient with it.
Here's McLeod taking it inside down the baseline. Okur back to Karolinko. And he hit it from right there last night against Memphis to force an overtime. This time he misses fresh 24 for the Jazz. Kirilenko gets a pick from Okur. Look at Tracy come over and block it.
Great block by Tracy McGrady. Just enough to deflect it and cause an air ball.
McGrady got the step. There's Kirilenko with the block. And a foul is called on Kirilenko. Kirilenko averages over 3 blocks a game. That's good for number 3 in the NBA.
For a guy his size, you don't really think of him as a shot blocker.
No.
But year after year, he's in the league leaders in block shots. It's absolutely a credit to his hustle, his hard work, and determination on both ends of the court.
Yeah, he's 6'9". He doesn't really look at it. It's well distributed. He looks a lot thinner than he really is. He's very wiry, very strong, and T-Mac hits them both. Kirilenko in his 5th season out of Russia. So Keith McLeod out of Bowling Green. McLeod has played all over. He's a veteran, but he has found his niche here in Utah. Collins. Giricek. Nice pickup by Luther Head. And a whistle and a pushing foul is called on Luther Head.
Great hustle by Luther Head. He's pursuing the basketball. I like the aggressiveness. Even though he caused a little bit of a foul there, but if you keep that up, you're going to get your fair share of turnovers.
And Okur with a jump hook over Mutombo.
Okur with the jump hook. We know he can shoot it, Bill.
Yeah, he's got a lot of those shots. This guy's become really a good scorer in the NBA now. He's averaging over 13 a game. T-Mac finger rolls it up. Kirilenko with a rebound. Cloud to Kirilenko, and McGrady has taken on the responsibility of trying to chase Kirilenko. Collins will shoot it from 17 with a miss. And the Rockets trying to build on a 4-point lead. 7:10 left to play in the first period. Juwan Howard. Just an extra step in everybody tonight.
Got a little pep in their step. A little swagger, maybe with a little confidence. Get the crowd in it. I love it. I love it, Bill.
Clyde, the Rockets really played down. There's Kirilenko inside, McGrady with a foul. The Rockets played down the last 2 games, and it looked like maybe they were starting to feel sorry for themselves and all the injuries the first time this season.
I think you could see it, especially in the Toronto game and then in the Denver game. Same thing. Just having not enough healthy body wears on you mentally as well as physically. But hopefully, getting Mutombo back, a presence in the center of the paint, really helps everyone out.
Well, there's no way that he is an offensive force, but he does block shots. One of the all-time leading shot blockers in NBA history. And he's just a presence, as Clyde says, 7-footer. 12-8.
Whenever you have that center in the paint, everyone else on the defensive end is a lot better.
Oh, nice fake by McGrady. Takes it inside, draws the foul. Beautiful move, as that pump fake, you've got to honor it. We showed you in the pregame the difference, almost an 8-point difference when Yao Ming played with McGrady than when he didn't. And it showed you what other teams were able to do on him defensively with Yao Ming out.
Basically, what they do is they send 2 and 3 guys at him, and they force some other player from the Houston Rockets to beat them.
Did that ever happen to you? Did teams just absolutely try to shut you down?
Absolutely. They send 2 and 3 guys. What they're saying is, we know you're a pretty good player. We're going to make someone else step it up from your team.
Of course, you had Kevin Duckworth to pass it to.
I had some pretty good teammates. Gave you a little operating room.
The big duck.
Kevin could really feel it.
He can still fill it. He can fill up about 2 chairs. There's the ball, and saved by Mutombo with a great move. It turns into a 3-on-2 fast break. Head to Juwan Howard. He lost the ball. Gordon Giricek back the other way. Well, a perfect opportunity for the Rockets to get a rare fast break bucket.
What happened there? McLeod knocked it out of his hand.
Yep. Okur picked up by Mutombo. Mutombo getting low on defense and a reaching foul on deep. The officials for tonight's game, Eddie F. Rush, who just made that call, Benny Adams and Gary Zielinski. Zielinski, Adams, and Rush, the officials, as Tracy McGrady gets the Rockets off to a good start as we have our first timeout of the night. Rockets off to a good start, shooting 71% from the field. Let's take a look at tonight's McDonald's League leaders. This will be the minutes per game among the rookies, Darren Williams and Luther Head. And those two played side by side at Illinois as they lost a very good game with North Carolina in the NCAA Finals last year. Two really good friends, and two of the reasons why Illinois was as good as it was.
Absolutely. When you get guys of that caliber, at the same time, running your ball club, you can't help but have a quality basketball team.
Guricek did not play last night. They held him out with an injury, and he's back in that lineup tonight. Harpering really took up the slack for him, as did McLeod. That ball deflected out of bounds by Houston, and the shot clock went off. So good defense by the Rockets. Darren Williams comes in for Guricek. And Williams will be matched up with Head. We were just talking about those two.
Williams and Head, two teammates.
Look at them grinning at each other. It's been their dream, of course, forever, and here they are guarding each other. There's Luther setting up David Wesley to perfection. Too hard on the shot. Mutombo has it knocked out of bounds by Okur. So the Rockets get a fresh 24 on the shot clock.
And a great hustle by Mutombo on the boards. Here he is. He's injured. He's battling, and he is a warrior.
That lacerated finger is heavily taped on his right hand. Tracy McGrady. Karolinko picks him up in a hurry, right down to Juwan Howard. So they're featuring Juwan now as he jump hooks it up short. Okur had a really tough matchup last night trying to stay with Pau Gasol.
Gasol is just a little bit too tall, a little bit too talented.
I watched that game, though. Okur played him pretty well. They let him get physical with Gasol, which helped him a little bit. There's a bad miss. Okur gets it back, puts it up with the left hand and misses, and Wesley comes out of there with the basketball. 13-8 Houston. Grady looking for that step-back move. Karolinko in and out. Won't go, and a loose ball foul is called on Dikembe Mutombo.
I don't know about that one, Bill.
Well, Lonnie Baxter now is at the table, and Mutombo has picked up his second foul of the game. So he's asking Benny Adams exactly what he did. Mutombo can hurt you and never even know it. Those big old sharp elbows, and he's struck a few people in his time, right, Clyde?
Very physical presence. He loves contact.
Were you ever a victim?
Oh, many times, inadvertently. If you're in the area, he swings those elbows and arms, and he'll catch you. And it hurts.
You don't mind it if he's your teammate because he kind of polices the area for you.
Right. He was a young player with the Denver Nuggets. Oh, he was lethal.
That was a good young team. McGrady goes left. Karolinko thought he was going right, and McGrady short-armed the layup. Is he going to get it back? Lonnie Baxter does. Gives it right back to T-Mac. He takes it to the basket. Look how aggressive Tracy McGrady is tonight.
He's really looking for a shot, and that's what he has to do. Here he is driving to the basket, has it, decides to go back with the left. Oh, misses it, but gets it back.
Let me ask you something, Clyde. Did you sometimes settle for too many jump shots, and then you eventually had to have a talk with yourself about going to the basket more?
It all depended on your health. If I was healthy, Bill, I'm taking it to the rack.
Yeah.
That's my game. I want to. When you're playing, you're trying to be as efficient as you possibly can. And for me, that was taking it to the rack because I could finish. When I was tired, I'd shoot jumpers.
Yeah. Well, maybe it just seemed like Tracy in the last two games has shot a lot of jump shots, and he hasn't shot the ball very well. But tonight, he's really making it a point to get to that rim.
Which I like. I like the aggressiveness. Because if you don't make it, guess what happens? you get to the line.
That's right. Well, that's 3 days off he's been able to have. He's got 10 points in 8 minutes. He's got the Rockets off to a great start, leading it by 5. Okur misses. McGrady, here he comes again. Oh, pass to Lonnie Baxter. Lonnie hasn't played with McGrady or the rest of this bunch very much, and he was starting to get in rebounding position.
His teammate on the pass back is wide open. Wasn't looking for it.
Pulled his arm back.
He just extends his arm. He's wide open.
And Okur is forced out of bounds.
And that's the thing, Bill. When you're playing with great players, you always have to expect the ball.
Yes.
McGrady is very unselfish. He's always looking to hit the open man. And when you're open, believe me, you will receive the ball.
So Kirilenko will go out early. Devin Brown will come in for him, the 6'5 guard out of San Antonio. Brown played with the Spurs for a couple of years. And the basket good by Okur. Okur was a member of the Turkish national team, both as a regular player and as a junior. That was a good team, that Turkish team. The national team won a silver medal at the European Championships in 2001.
Very formidable team. And Okur was the reason for it.
Yeah. 6'11", can do it all. Juwan Howard can do it all, but he missed this time, and that's going to be a loose ball foul on Okur. He got a handful of Lonnie Baxter. And for Okur, that's his second foul of the game.
You know, one of those fouls, Bill, where you don't think you're going to get caught.
Yeah.
It was a slight grab. It wasn't a real hold.
Chris Humphreys checks into the game. Here's a kid that's only 20 years old. He was their #1 draft choice last year, and they think he can really be a player at 6'9". 3:20 left to play in the quarter. McGrady going away from the basket with a miss. Look at Juwan Howard go and get it. Gives it back to McGrady. T-Mac to the right.
That's just great hustle on the part of the Houston Rockets. It starts with the offensive rebound, Bill.
Aaron Williams, nice return pass inside to Jaron Collins. I tell you that, the more you watch that Darren Williams, what a nifty passer he is.
Oh, he just knows where to put it. And he's looking to pass.
McGrady to Howard for 2. Great interior passing by T-Mac. Howard has 6 points. Tracy McGrady has 12. That's all 18 of Houston's points. And a whistle. Both teams are in the penalty, and the foul on Moochie Norris. Timeout charge to the Jazz. 2:27 left to play in the first period. So the Houston Rockets are going to T-Mac tonight. So the Rockets with 18 points here in the first quarter.
I'm in.
Look at the Cougars there. 28-15 over Rhode Island. That was Tom Pender's old school. One of them. That Cougar team's playing some pretty good defense.
15 points at the half. I think every coach will take that.
Well, I know Jeff Van Gundy will take the 18 points he has so far. This is the most points the Rockets have scored in the first quarter in the last 3 games.
It's good to see them get off to a good start. They have more energy, more life.
Well, right away, you know what Devin's in there to do.
I even think their execution is better in tonight's game.
Devin Brown with the foul. And McGrady will shoot the free throw. T-Mac, it's been really an unusual year for him because of his expectations, Clyde. He stayed here in Houston, worked out harder than he's ever worked out to get ready for a season. Then he had tendonitis of the knees. Then he hurt his back. Now Yao got hurt. I mean, it's really been one of those seasons, and we're not even to January yet.
It's still very early, but certainly you'd like to see this team get healthy, completely healthy. Get ready for Austin, John Barry, get all the guys back.
Yeah, the missing pieces. There's Brown.
And then start to make that playoff run.
McLeod with the miss. Wesley is there, but Baxter says, hey, that's my job. So David gives it right back to T-Mac, and why not? As Devin Brown tries to stay with him, T-Mac turns the corner, gives it up to Mucci. Look how much more aggressive T-Mac is attacking the double team now. He's really not allowing them to get to him.
And if Rocket players get that open jumper, he's going to have more freedom.
No, that's a good point, because they haven't been doing that.
No, that's the problem.
Good pick up on Williams. Rockets try to keep everybody out of that paint. Big Greg Ostertag. 12 seasons in the NBA. And that's going to be a foul on the shot. Mucci Norris picks up the foul. So Keith McLeod now will be at the line. Keith McLeod appeared in 53 games for the Jazz last year. He was injured. He missed 20 games for this ball club. But last night he really busted out. That's you can see what he's been able to do. Played at Bowling Green, has been around to the USBL and the Italian leagues a couple of years.
He's got a nice game. He's one of those players who will catch on because he brings so much to the table. He plays 2 or 3 positions, and he's a team player.
Well, Brown's right up on T-Mac's back. Of course, he comes from the San Antonio School of Defense.
And he's got Jerry Sloan as the head coach, a defensive wizard.
Del Palacio will check into the game.
So there's a lot of pressure on him to come out and play great defense. He's not out there to score, even though he can.
Yeah.
He's got nice offense. You've got to know your role on Jerry Sloan's team.
So T-Mac now going to get some breathing time. 11 minutes played by T-Mac. 14 points on 4 of 9 from the field. He went to the line 8 times, which shows you the aggressive-ness. Juwan Howard, the Rockets now 8 of 10 for 80%. Houston number 5 in the NBA in free throw shooting at 78%. Ryan Bowen in the game is matched up with Brown. Humphreys matched up with Juwan. And down to Ostertag. Big fella took a year off from Salt Lake. Went to Sacramento, came back, and there is the long 2-pointer for Darren Williams.
Darren Williams is not afraid to shoot the ball.
Well,
he has a great stroke, and he's just a very solid rookie.
Wesley with a fake, reposition for the jumper. There you go, David. So Wesley with his first basket of the game. 26-19 Rockets, 25 seconds. Palacio will pull it back out. He's a veteran. Palacio in his 7th season out of Colorado State. Humphreys on the drive, gets it inside, short. And the rebound goes to Brown. 8 seconds left in the quarter. Down to 3 seconds, down to 2, and Humphreys couldn't handle the ball. That's the 5th turnover this quarter by the Jazz to only 2 by Houston. 1 second left. And Wesley almost went in. It would not have counted, but it would have been spectacular. But it's the T-Mac show right now. Tracy McGrady has taken charge in the first quarter for 14 points and leads the Rockets to a 26-19 lead. 26-19, the Rockets win the first period. And a ticket to the game that night. Visit Rockets.com or call 713-758-7453 for details. Well, I know you'll be there. A miss by David Wesley.
I'll be there to pass out the Gatorade.
Yeah, right. Out of bounds by Houston.
Great hustle to get back down the court by Mucci Norris.
We got a good shot of this one.
Lonnie Baxter knocks it in off the hand of Mucci. Almost goes in the basket, Bill. Wonder what that have counted.
Of course not. It hit the shot clock. I think. good idea. That looked like a few of the shots I used to have anyway. Darren Williams, shot clock down to 5 seconds, down to 4, down to 3, down to 2. Wesley has just flat covered him up. What defense by David Wesley. Lucci takes it over to him. Stromile Swift in the game now. Sets a pick for Mooch. Down to Baxter. Oh, that Oster tag. And that ball is thrown away by the Utah Jazz. Rockets will get it back. Oster tag has been in and out of Jerry Sloan's doghouse for most of his career. But Jerry likes what he brings defensively because he can block shots.
He can block shots, and a big body is a valuable commodity in the NBA. And Sloan recognizes the value of having him on his team. And so he's been in and out of that doghouse for many, many years still. But it beats not having a big man.
Yeah, it beats it. That's a pretty nice doghouse he lives in. There's Stromile taking it to the basket. Baxter gets it back. Baxter attacking. Back out to Wesley. 5 on the shot clock. Down to 4. Somebody's got to shoot it. There it is, Nucci. Oh, and it went in. But a charging foul is called on Ryan Bowen. I thought after you passed it there, look at the injuries now.
Goodness.
Carlos Boozer was a big ticket signing for the Jazz, and he hasn't played very much. Kirilenko missed a lot of games last year.
And their best 2 players, they need those guys on the floor.
We talked about their injuries because our fans already know about ours.
Certainly the Rockets need Yao, Raper, Derek Anderson, John Barry.
Yeah.
We can go down the line there.
Stromile Swift with the rebound. Quickly up the court to Bowen. Both of these teams will get back on defense. That's the way the coaches coach. Lucci to Baxter, and he got it around Ostertag.
Lonnie Baxter with a strong finish.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more of that.
I'd like to see a little more of Lonnie. I think he got out of shape, not playing very much.
Easy to do.
But once he gets into shape, he had a pretty good preseason. Nice ball movement by the Jazz, but an air ball, and Stromile is right there for the rebound. You see Mucci calling for that ball. Gives it right back to Swift. Swift throws it away. Charging foul on Stromile Swift. So Humphreys will come out, Kirilenko will come in. Got to be careful giving it to a big man in the lane.
Sometimes they can get out of control, Bill, and that's why the coaches love to see the ball in the hands of the guard.
Yeah.
Give it to the guard.
And taking it inside to Devin Brown. Ryan Bowen picks up his second foul of the game, and that is the second team foul on the Rockets. Now Robert Whaley will check into the game. And Ostertag will come out. Whaley doesn't get a lot of minutes.
No, he does not. He's been used as very sparingly so far this season.
Now, only the 13th game he has played in this season. Kirilenko posting up. And Swift makes him arch it way up high. Brown gets the rebound. And we have a whistle. And Ryan Bowen is called for the foul.
And those are the kind of shots that put gray hairs on the coaches. And Jerry Sloan is thinking, what are you doing?
9 of Utah's, Clyde, 9 of Utah's last 13 points have come from the line.
They've been struggling from the field, so they're trying to get it to the basket, create some easy opportunities, and they're going to the line because of it.
Devin Brown gets the free throws. Devin Brown is a high school, actually he's a San Antonio legend. High school, played there in college, and played for the Spurs.
Has a championship ring under his belt.
Yes, indeed. And Wesley dribbles it off his foot. We have a timeout charged to the Jazz. 8:51 left to play in the second quarter, and the Rockets lead by 8 on FSN Houston. They're one of the many young fans enjoying themselves in this holiday season at a Houston Rockets game. 28-20, Rockets lead. That shot of that young fan reminds me, you see a lot of those jerseys around Houston, those Rockets jerseys with number 1 and number 11.
You gotta love that.
Yeah, you do. Those kids, because that's really...
Two legitimate superstars, nice guys in the community. And you can't help but root for these guys.
It's really fun to see these kids coming out to the old game here at Toyota Center, right? Who got that tip in?
Looked like Robert Whaley from behind.
Whaley or Kirilenko? Whaley got it. Whaley's 6'10", pretty active. The NAIA Division II Player of the Year at Tiny Walsh College in Ohio. And McGrady, an offensive foul is called. Well, the Rockets have been whistled for 13 fouls already in this game.
Kind of a physical contest, but that's what you expect from a Jerry Sloan, Jeff Van Gundy matchup.
Yeah.
Very physical.
Sloan was probably as physical a player defensively I ever saw play. There's Kirilenko with a big step inside, draws a charge. Kirilenko is really frustrated as he slams the ball to the court. That's the second foul of the game on Kirilenko, and a delay of game called on the Jays.
Kirilenko's having trouble scoring. The Rockets are playing very solid defense on him, and it's frustrating him.
Well,
to the point where he's running over guys on the defensive end.
That's right. Well, you know, Jeff tries to protect that red zone area. He calls it inside the lane, and that's where Kirilenko likes to operate. Swift had the ball taken away by Kirilenko. Up ahead to Darren Williams. So the Rockets have gone cold. Been stuck on 28. Darren Williams with the jumper, and he hits. And the Jazz climbing back into it now. Down by 4. 5-0 run by the Jazz.
And the Rockets need to bring back up that energy level. Get back in the game. Come out with that same confidence that they started the game with.
All right, T-Mac will work on Brown. Gets it to the middle. Tried to shovel it over to Baxter. Wasn't ready for it. Up to Devin Brown. Brown to the basket for 2. 7-0 run by the Utah Jazz. The Rockets have not scored in the last 3.5 minutes. Jeff Van Gundy now will put on the thinking cap. 6:54 left in the second period. Rockets lead has gone from 9 down to 2, and tonight's Wachovia Moment focuses on one of the NBA's most prolific duos, John Stockton and Karl Malone. They rank 1 and 2 in a lot of categories and for most of the Jazz records.
Those guys were unstoppable.
Boy, they really were. And, of course, Malone with 36,000 points. And Jerry Sloan, you know, you get 18 years with Malone, 19 years with Stockton. Boy, what a great run to keep 2 guys together on the same team.
Doesn't happen very often in professional sports.
No, it doesn't.
And that makes it even more special.
Of course, they had all those years together. They never won an NBA championship. They went to a couple of NBA finals. You and Akeem did it in the first year.
It's all about chemistry, Bill.
You got it. There's their head out to Moochie Norris. Tough shot, won't go down. And another loose ball, and it's saved. And the Jazz will get it. So the Rockets have gone 4 minutes without a point. 1 for 7 from the field.
And it's these long scoring drives that have cost this team pretty much in most of the home games. They've had opportunities to win.
Yep.
But it's the inability to score in crucial situations which really has hurt this team.
Well, Palacio has come in now and run the team the way Jerry Sloan wants. He and Darren Williams along with Kirilenko. Okur is back in. He'll post up. Stromile Swift. Double team auto tour. Swing it around to Darren Williams. Oh boy, that shot never left his hands. And a 24-second violation.
I think that ball caught a nice breeze.
Looked like it
gust of wind.
It did. It's air conditioning vent. He'll appreciate any help you can give him over here.
I tell you, the one thing you want to do after a shot like that is not look at your coach.
Oh, okay. Nice pass to Swift. Double clutch. Did not go down. Tipped out of bounds by the Jazz. As McLeod will come in for Darren Williams. Gordon Giricek will check in. Giricek will match up with Luther Head. Karolinko and McGrady, what a matchup. McGrady takes him to the basket. Had to try to create a shot. Whaley gets it out. Luther Head, good hustle.
Great hustle, but I don't think Giricek even looked for the ball. He never knew it was coming. Good break for the Jazz.
Yes, indeed. Okur will bring it in to Karolinko. Rockets with a 2-point lead. Giricek is fouled going to the basket, so he'll shoot a couple of free throws. And the foul is called on David Wesley. And that's David's first foul of the game. Gordon Giricek. This guy was at Dallas and San Antonio without ever playing. It was kind of interesting the way that draft came out when he was drafted by Dallas and sent immediately. Selected by Dallas in the second round of the 1999 NBA draft, sent to San Antonio, then San Antonio traded him to Memphis, Memphis to Orlando. 9-0 lead.
From Croatia.
Yeah.
The greatest Croatian player I've ever played with was Drazen Petrovic.
No doubt about it. T-Mac passes up, gives it up to Luther Head, who's a better three-point shooter. Now there's a smart veteran play by McGrady.
Very unselfish. And Luther Head was up for the task.
Now Luther is shooting 41% from the three-point line, 31% for T-Mac. Giricek, now that's what he can do. He can spot up and shoot.
He's a pretty gritty defender as well. But one thing that an unselfish pass by Tracy McGrady does is it gives a guy like a young rookie like Luther Head a lot of confidence, knowing that a star like Tracy McGrady passes up a shot to give it to him.
McLeod with the foul. McGrady will shoot too.
Here's Tracy McGrady, very unselfish. He has it, gives it back to Luther Head, who knocks it down for the open three. Nothing but net. You gotta love it, Bill.
Yeah.
And he's going back down the court thinking, man, McGrady had confidence in me. I had to knock it down for him.
That's right.
And that's how you develop chemistry.
Well, McGrady has been doing that in the double teams. He's been getting some assists. He would have had more assists, but the Rockets were shooting in the middle 30% range. You don't get a lot of assists when everybody's missing. Well, McGrady 8 for 10 from the free throw line. 16 points for T-Mac. Rockets bump that lead back to 3. Giricek on the miss, and a loose ball foul called on Houston. Stromile Swift. That's the second foul on Swift, and the 14th foul on the Rockets. Only one team foul on the Jazz. 4:20 left in the quarter. Karolinko. He's really been thwarted by McGrady.
Frustrated is the key word.
0 for 4. Grady to Swift, got to catch it. Giricek on the attack.
To say Stromile is struggling would be sort of an understatement. But a guy of his talent and level and ability, I still think he's constantly getting familiar with his offense. It's been a real struggle for him.
Mehmet Okur. And he ties the game at 33. That's the first three-pointer by the Jazz tonight. 1 for 5. The Rockets are 1 for 2. That Luther had 3 just a moment ago. Luther on the perimeter. Will pull up and shoot. Short. Rebound Mutombo, and he's fouled going back up to the basket. Whoops. And a technical foul is called.
Going on under the basket. Here it is. The shot goes up by Luther Head. Mutombo on the glass.
Okur pushes Mutombo from behind. There's the technical.
He's not afraid. You got to love it. Remember, Bill, after all, this is a non-contact sport.
It's what we didn't see. I'm sure Okur didn't push him
for no reason.
For no reason.
He's got a swift elbow.
I would imagine some elbows were involved, don't you?
Absolutely.
Just knowing the history.
There's no question. If not on that series, the series before.
So T-Mac was able to make the technical, and now Mutombo will go to the line to shoot a couple. The foul was originally on Whalen. That was his first of the game.
One thing, Bill, when he's on your team, it's great defense.
Yeah.
When you're playing against him, it's very sharp elbows.
Mutombo probably as classy a guy as there is in the league. People said, well, isn't that bandage finger going to hurt your shooting? Well, he doesn't shoot that much anyway.
Well, he shoots that ugly hook shot every now and then.
Drops it down to Juwan Howard. Juwan working inside on Whaley. Takes him to the left, back to the right, rims it out. And Whaley with a rebound. Kirilenko taken down to Okur, and they'll go back the other way. Okur can stretch the court for the Jazz because of his shooting ability. Kirilenko on the drive. Nice pass to Whaley. Put it up, missed it. Tipped up in the air. Okur gets it back. Fresh 24 for Utah. Wow. He hit a couple of key baskets down the stretch against Memphis last night. He had 20 points in that game last night.
There's a reason Keith McLeod started this game.
Yep. I think Jerry wants to stay with a hot hand, and McLeod has 6 points. McGrady. Over to Juwan Howard. Oh, you can hang clothes on that line.
Flat jumper by Juwan Howard, but it goes in.
Yes, indeed. He has 10 points now. 2 Rockets already in double figures. McGrady with 17. Howard with 10. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Jiricek passes in to Kirilenko. Traveled all over the place. And a foul on Dikembe Mutombo, his third of the game. Timeout charge to Utah. 1:49 left to play in the first half. It's the Rockets 37, the Jazz 35.
Welcome back to the Toyota Center where the Rockets lead the Utah Jazz 37-35.
We're ready to go. You know, we got out of it. It's been a long layoff. We're going to have like 46, 47 days since the last time we played, which is a worry. But we're excited about everything and ready to play somebody else that has a different jersey on.
Well, you got a lot of folks here with you. And I got one question for the folks here. How about them Horned Frogs? Yeah. All right, Bill, Clyde, back to you guys.
Yeah, Bart's up there having a little fun with the TC. Boy, you know, Gary's done really a terrific job at TCU.
Got a lot to be proud of.
I think he was the defensive coordinator for Dennis Franchione when Franchione went to Alabama from TCU. And so he has really even improved that program. And the advantage of those coaches coming down here, Clyde, of course, to play in a bowl game, this is a very fertile area for high school recruits.
Very fertile. And seeing as though Vince Young is probably the most high-profile celebrity recruit to come from this area in quite some time, it's always been a hotbed for talent.
It really has been. The Gulf Coast area as well as the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And there's so many schools in Texas, and yet there's so many good high school players to fill them up. I hate to see a kid leave the state.
No doubt.
Oh, boy, Okur was able to sneak in and almost tip that back in. He missed it. 39-36 Rockets. 107 and counting left to play in the first half. And McGrady goes to his right. And Nucci Norris is called for an offensive foul. How can Nucci set an illegal pick?
You don't see that very often. He said he moved his leg. Well, you got to make him go around you.
Some big bodies. I wouldn't be setting a pick on anybody. Okur turns it over. Nucci in the open court. Pulls it back outside to McGrady. Going to his left, misses the three. McGrady with a steal. Saves it to Swift, who can't hold on.
Seems like no one is ready for Tracy McGrady's passes tonight. Ronnie Baxter had his head turned a couple of times. Now Strohmeyer. And it's very frustrating.
T-Mac has 5 assists. He should have about 10. McLeod from the outside misses, and McGrady with a rebound. Rockets problem, they've had 7 turnovers in this quarter. Nucci will pull it back outside. 13 on the shot clock. 19 left in the period. Right down to T-Mac working on Karolinko. Gets the baseline. Reverses it up and in. Oh, what a shot by Tracy McGrady.
You gotta love it. It's showtime.
21 points for T-Mac.
A magnificent move to finish with the left. Little hang time there.
I want to see that one again. 41-36. And Garicek did not get that off in time. Good defense by David Wesley on the perimeter. A big first half for Tracy McGrady. 6 of 14 from the field, 9 of 11 from the free throw line, 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. And the Rockets lead it by 5. Stay with us. Tonight's Toyota Power Team halftime report comes your way after the break. Welcome back to halftime. 41-36. This is the opponent low for the Houston Rockets this season, holding the Jazz to only 36 points. Meanwhile, Tracy McGrady has exploded for 21 points, Clyde. He came into this game 6 for his last 28 shots, but he's really going to the basket tonight.
Well, he's making it a point to go to the basket, to be aggressive. The teammates, he's been relying on them. They haven't been making the open shots, so he's taking it upon himself to be a little bit more aggressive. Here he is making the steal on the defensive end. He's been excellent defensively. Oh, throwing it down with the left hand, going to the basket. And here he is again finishing strong with the pass to Juwan Howard. So he's scoring, he's rebounding, he's defending. Great move here with the left hand going to the basket. Extremely aggressive. And that's the Tracy McGrady we need to see if the Rockets are going to win this game tonight.
Somebody else needs to jump up. Juwan Howard has 10 points, but those two with 31 of the 41 points scored by Houston, so the Rockets will really have to get after it in the second half. We'll be back in just a moment right here on FSN Houston. Welcome back to the Toyota Center. Here tonight's Bud Light first half stats as we check it out. The Rockets holding the Utah Jazz to 33% from the field. A lot of free throws here tonight. The Rockets 12 of 15. And out rebounding the Jazz. Turnovers equal. Points in the paint to the Rockets' advantage. And the starting front court for Houston with 32 points. Tracy McGrady with 21 of those points. That's the good news, that the Rockets lead at the half. As you take a look at the scoring, the bad news is Tracy McGrady will not be back in the second half. Apparently, his wife has gone into labor, and she's having a baby, and he had to rush to the hospital, so not even that is helping the Rockets out. That's really tough, and right now I'd trade a good sport coat from Norton Ditto for Tracy McGrady. Boy, Jeff Van Gundy's got to figure what else can go wrong.
What else could possibly go wrong?
Huh?
Bad timing.
What? A baby could have waited a couple hours? Oh, boy. Well, what do you do now, Clyde?
Well, you just kind of hope that someone else steps it up. Maybe David Wesley can get high and make some baskets. Luther Head, Juwan Howard had a great first half.
Well, Luther Head will put up the jumper and miss, and the rebound to Mehmet Okur. So Tracy McGrady will not play here in the second half. He was averaging 27 points a game in the 4-game series with Utah last season, already with 21 here in the first half. Where will the Rockets go to get those points?
That will be the question of the day.
Kirilenko tried to tip it in on the miss by Okur. And Dikembe gets it ahead to Lutherhead. Ryan Bowen is starting for T-Mac here in the second half. David Wesley with the miss.
That's only David's 4th shot of the night. He's going to have to be a little bit more involved offensively to give this team a lift.
Mehmet Okur with a miss and Ryan Bowen with a rebound. Both teams starting off cold here in the third quarter. Kirilenko now with a much easier job in terms of playing defense. He'll back way off of Ryan Bowen. Lutherhead with a miss. Well, he'll back off of Ryan unless Ryan could hit 2 or 3 in a row.
Ryan Bowen is capable, but he's got to have the confidence to shoot it.
And we have our first whistle of the second half. And Lutherhead picks up the foul, and that is the 4th foul on Lutherhead. Wow.
What else could go wrong?
So Mutombo has 3. He'll have to be careful. Cloud now on the outside, and flying out of there is David Wesley. Bogdan Giricek obviously was the culprit. I never saw what happened. I just saw David flying out of the paint.
The NBA is fast and furious. If you look one way, you miss it, Bill.
One of the referees saw it.
But we know something happened. We just don't know what.
Wesley down low, and Juwan Howard misses. Mutombo trying to clean it up, and is blocked inside. So both teams still looking for their first points. Okur takes us to the middle of the hook. Mehmet Okur with 9. The Rockets start out the quarter 0 for 5. How much of that is a shock of knowing now that T-Mac will not play? He was getting the rest of the Rockets some pretty easy shots. Turnover. Kirilenko forced it up. Ryan Bowen with the foul. And Ryan Bowen now has picked up his 4th foul of the game, and he's played only 7 minutes.
Pretty good pace for Ryan, even for Ryan Bowen.
Yeah. Kirilenko averaging 17. Well, no, Kirilenko's averaging 12.9, 13 points a game. Okur averaging 17. There was a game in here last year. Kirilenko came in. His line across the board, the scorebook, was unbelievable. I'm going to find that for you here in just a minute.
He can put it up, Bill. He can have a great night. On top of that, he's always very solid defensively.
David Wesley, and a blocking foul is called on the Cloud. And David Wesley will shoot 2. There's a good play there, and the league has said, that's the hardest play to call. Is it a blocking foul? Is it a charge? And in the NBA, that's the toughest, I think, call there is to make.
Very tough because it's so quick. Was he set? Was he not set? In that particular instance, no, he was not set. And there's no way you can be side by side with the guy and beat him to a point and set your feet.
Yeah.
Now, David Wesley may be a little bit old, but he's not that slow yet.
And he's an excellent free throw shooter as he gets them both. So David now with 4 points. If you're just now sitting down in front of your television set and you notice Tracy McGrady's not playing, he had to leave at halftime. So he will not play in the second half.
he was having a stellar game.
Yes, he was. There was a nice pass inside to Collins, but Matumbo covering him up. Okur, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Kirilenko from just inside midcourt. And the rebound knocked out of bounds by Houston.
Two Rockets fighting over the loose ball. Neither one of them able to come up with it. Coach Van Gundy is miffed.
Yeah, well, he likes the hustle, though.
He's got to come down with that rebound.
Miffed, huh? Gear check. He was below the basket.
I think they're going to count it, Bill, but it was definitely below the basket and had no chance to go in.
They're going to count the basket, and Gear will get a free throw.
And a Christmas gift. Belated.
Yeah. So the Jazz now catch the Rockets at 43. Utah outscoring Houston 7-2 to start the quarter. The Rockets having trouble finding a way to score. Luther head misses on the three. And Kirilenko. Now the Jazz want to run a little bit. Check. The ball stripped. Lutherhead is tackled by Guricek.
Lutherhead is so quick. He anticipated every move Guricek made and was there to make the steal.
I think that Lutherhead in his career is going to be in the top 10 in steals per game just about every season.
He's got a great nose for the ball, and he hustles on every single play.
You put that ball out in front of him, he'll take it away from him. And the whistle. And the foul is called on Collins.
That was number 31, Jaron Collins, the second. Team's third.
Darren Collins, as Guricek will come out, and Darren Williams will come in. Out of Juwan Howard. He wants Head to get out of the area so he can go one-on-one with Okur, and he's called for traveling. Rockets with 11 turnovers, Jazz with 11.
Here's where the Rockets really need to execute on the offensive end, Bill, and really get some opportunities going to the basket, something strong going to the hoop, and be a little bit more aggressive.
Rockets have not scored a basket so far this quarter. McLeod gets a pick from Okur, turns the corner, blocking foul is called on Juwan Howard. His second of the game. That's a 14th foul on the Rockets with 7:43 left in the quarter. Rockets have managed only 2 points.
Without T-Mac, we can certainly understand why, but the rest of these guys have got to step it up.
Collins hits the go-ahead bucket for the Utah Jazz. Now the Jazz have outscored Houston 9-2. It's almost as if the Rockets are in shock, as Tracy McGrady had to leave the locker room at halftime, and the Jazz have taken the lead.
Even Clutch.
Santa looks suspiciously like Clutch.
Look at that man. He just does it all.
He does.
He's created a new sport, Bill.
Luther Head with a reversal and a miss. Well, the Rockets are now 0 for 7 to start the third. Kirilenko to the basket for 2. Just like when they found out Tracy McGrady wasn't playing in the second half, that just rejuvenated the Utah Jazz. 11-2 to start the third quarter. Now to Juwan Howard. How can the Rockets score? They haven't scored a bucket yet. And Okur is called. No, that's going to be an illegal defense. 3-second violation on the Jazz.
What happens, Bill, when your best player leaves the court, the other team gets a lot more confidence.
Yeah.
And the team that loses the player loses their confidence.
Well, the problem, not only was Tracy scoring, he had 21 points, but he passed out 5 assists. He had about 4 other assists that were dropped and 4 rebounds, so he was really doing it all. And there you see the dejection already on the faces of, you can just see the body language.
Oh, the body language. His head is down, like, oh, woe is me.
Yeah. Joey Graham in the game now, seeing if he can bring a little fusion of energy. And Luther Head takes it up to the basket for 2. What an acrobatic move by the rookie. Rockets really needed that. 5 points for Luther.
That was an awesome move by Luther Head. He's capable of putting the ball in the basket. I'd like to see him become a lot more aggressive.
That's a good note from the Cougar fans. They defeated Rhode Island tonight, and there's a basket by Jaron Collins from the outside. 49-46 Jazz. Stephen Graham gets it down inside now. Gets it back. Stephen, nice move. Finish it off with the basket.
Got to follow that rebound.
I think he'd have had it. It kind of looped up there for him, but he was back on defense because that's the way Jeff coaches. You got to get back on transition defense. That's more important. Right through the hands of Mehmet Okur. Kirilenko only 1 for 7. Stromae Swift tried to come into the game, but apparently they won't let him. They said he had not gone far enough down the table to get in.
Didn't make it to the box, Bill.
He was checking in with you, Clyde.
He didn't come that far, Bill.
Well, he just ran from the bench to the court. That won't get it done. Luther Head. Over, they swing it around now. And Stephen Graham gets it back out to Wesley. Wesley for a 3. David Wesley, big shot. That ties it at 49.
Rockets desperately needed that basket.
If the Rockets can hang in now. John Williams. Oh, almost a steal by Ronnie Baxter. He gets the foul call. And that's the 5th team foul on Houston. So the Jazz will be shooting free throws as Swift finally gets checked into the game for Baxter.
Here's the pass from Stephen Graham, and David Wesley steps up and knocks down the big 3. Exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, he's hit many of those in his 13-year career. Last night, the Utah Jazz, something like 31 of 38 from the free throw line. Really, the Jazz, number 22 in the league at free throw shooting. Not a real good free throw shooting team, but they hit them last night. Tonight, 20 of 25 for the Jazz. Rockets, 15 of 18. That free throw line keeping the Jazz in the game in the first half. And now they have the lead, 51-49. Jawan gets a double team. Luther, 1 extra pass to Wesley. Missed it. And Kirilenko with the rebound. Watch Darren Williams in the open court. Good pickup by Luther. McLeod sets from the wing and hits. Keith McLeod with the basket. He has 8 points.
He was wide open, Bill. Eventually, David Wesley came over and contested the shot, but somebody had a defensive assignment that was blown.
Biggest lead of the game for the Jazz. Graham has it blocked by Kirilenko, but right into the hands of Juwan Howard. Juwan with 12 points. 2-point Jazz lead. Good defense by Houston, so Okur throws up a 3 and it goes in. How about that guy? He's a 38% three-point shooter. He's got 30 three-point shots made on the season. Remember, he's 6'11".
He is a very potent weapon for the Utah Jazz.
Stromae Swift missed the layup, got the rebound, foul going to the basket. He is really have a frustrating season, Stromae Swift.
Here he is going to the basket with a nice spin, has a wide open shot, misses it, stays with it, gets it back, and he's fouled. Good hustle by Strohmeyer. But I'll tell you, Bill, he's had a frustrating season, as you said. He's still adjusting to this new team. And hopefully, he'll begin to feel more comfortable as the days go by.
Oh, Clyde, you need that for Christmas. Speaking of that, we want to wish a happy birthday to Jay Namath. What is Jay's title?
He's an equipment manager.
Assistant general manager in charge of equipment?
Exactly. For years, since I was a player in the late 90s.
Happy birthday, Jay. We don't know how old Jay is.
Jay's got to be in his early 30s.
Kirilenko with one big step to the basket. Traveling is called. I wondered if they would call it.
Well, he only took 4 steps.
Well, sometimes you can get away with that in the NBA.
There he is, taking off from the free throw line. Literally, 1, 2, 3, only 4, Bill. Now, at home, they wouldn't call that.
Well, you're right.
But he's on the road.
Riverhead has it knocked out of his hands. Kirilenko has 7 points tonight, Clyde, and 6 turnovers. Very uncharacteristic game for him.
Well, he's not really an offensive machine, averaging 12 a game. His biggest asset to this team is just doing everything. Good all-around player.
10 seconds on the shot clock for David Wesley. Turns the corner, gets a step on the plow, and it spins out of the basket. Look at David hustle back in there and get the ball. Wow. And he's tackled by Kirilenko.
David Wesley with a great hustle. I like it. He's providing a nice spark to this team.
He stayed after that ball. Look at him miss. He goes out, he comes back in, and gets the basketball for Houston. There's a timeout on the court. 2:54 left in the third. Rockets trying to hold on without T-Mac. Jazz leading at 56-52 with 2:54 left to play in the third quarter. Time to check in on tonight's AIG Big Man Watch. And Jaron Collins has a season high of 15 points. He's almost there.
And Jaron Collins, just one of those guys, he's an intellectual player. Very smart. Does all of the little things to help his team. Doesn't get enough credit for it, but night after night, extremely consistent.
Yeah, that was a good Stanford team. He and his twin brother his brother was drafted by the Nets, and then Jaron was picked up later, selected in the second round. He was the 53rd player taken overall in the 2001 NBA draft.
And has found a nice niche here with the Utah Jazz, Jerry Sloan.
Yeah, you know, Jerry's offense really isn't Clyde. They don't need a center scorers. They've always had the power forward and the point guard supplying a lot of the offense. And whoever, Hornacek when he was there.
So you mean Mark Eaton didn't do all of the scoring?
I'll tell you what he did do. Man Mountain used to block a bunch. And that's another turnover by the Jazz.
Yes, he did. He was a big man.
Yes, he was.
7'4". He had the biggest head of any man I've ever seen at that time.
And no car that he used to have convertible. There's Strohmeyer Swift dunking it over Collins.
That's what we need from Strohmeyer Swift.
Sometimes when he explodes, you just don't see how anybody can stop him.
That's called taking it to the rack, Bill.
The only guy that can stop Strohmeyer is Strohmeyer. Darren Williams taking it down low, and Swift goes for the block and draws the foul. That's the third foul of the game for Strohmeyer Swift.
Second and third points. Oh, with a great pump fake. Oh, with the explosion and the monster dunk.
You like that?
Oh, I love it because it pumps everyone up.
Collins will have one more. So Kirilenko with only 7 points, and yet Collins picking up the slack with 14, and that ties his season high of 15 points. 2-point lead by the Jazz. Luther Head looking down to Juwan Howard. Nice move on Okur, and Okur recovered and got the block. Up ahead to McLeod. He'll pull it up from 12 feet and miss. Good box out by Swift. Luther Head tries to throw it ahead, and Stephen Graham can't catch it.
Check out the last block by Mehmet Okur. Juwan Spence beats him, he recovers and blocks it nicely. And Juwan couldn't believe it. He thought he was fouled on the play.
Well, actually, Okur kind of climbed up his arm to get that block, but it was a good move. He got the ball cleanly. Evan Brown gives it up to Okur. Williams misses, and the rebound to Stephen Graham. Stephen squared off with his brother Joey a couple of games back against Toronto. There's Juwan from the right elbow. Juwan Howard, 14 points. And the Rockets have tied it, hanging tough without T-Mac. 21 points for Tracy McGrady at the half. Had to leave. His wife is in labor. And that's a tough pill to swallow for the Rockets. And a foul on Swift. So now the Rockets, Stromae with 4 fouls, Bowen with 4, Luther Head with 4, Mutombo with 3. And these will be free throws number 28 and 29 for the Jazz.
And Utah's a very, very smart team. They're milking it for everything it's worth. They're coming off the pick and roll, and they're looking for the contact. Any bit of contact, and they're hitting the floor. A great acting job, and that's always been a trademark of the Jerry Sloan Utah Jazz team.
Yes, you're right about that. McLeod gets both free throws. 24 of 29 from the line for the Jazz, 83%. Rockets 18 of 22. Big Robert Whaley back into the game, the young rookie. Graham gets the baseline, floats it up, misses. Good rebound and good hustle by Stromae Swift. Look at that Rockets bench.
They're applauding the effort by this Stromae Swift, who seems to be energized, Bill.
Yeah. Well, if they can just get him to playing up to his capabilities, he can really be a savior for this team. He can help with all of these injuries.
I think he will. It just takes a little time to get acclimated to a new team, Bill. Expectations are different. He's more of a freestyle player. When you give him a lot of structure, there's no telling what will happen.
Oh, nice rebound by Juwan. And Stromae trying to catch it. Now he throws it away. His intent was good. He was trying to get the ball to Juwan Howard. A three-pointer by McLeod, and Swift with the rebound. 29 seconds. That was a quick 2 for 1. And then shot by McLeod. Now Jeff wants the Rockets to run it down. They're going to be about a, let's see, 6-second difference. Shot clock, game clock. Luther back to Juwan. Juwan with an extra pass. Stephen Graham misses.
Graham seems a little anxious to shoot the ball. Just relax and shoot it in rhythm.
Evan Brown, good pickup by Graham on defense, and that will end the quarter. So Utah started the quarter on an 11-2 run in the first 5 minutes, and holding Houston 0 for 7 from the field and winning that third quarter 24-18. 60-59, the Jazz as we head into the final quarter of play. New Year's Eve with a brand new truck.
And we'll be very happy with it.
Yeah, we'll give him the keys.
It's a beautiful truck. Oh, my goodness. Bill, are you a truck man?
No, sir, my parking space is not big enough. Whaley with a loose ball foul.
I've never been much of a truck man, but I certainly admire the new vehicles that they've come up with. They're just good looking.
Yeah, if they give you one.
Well, I'm kind of tall, so I don't fit in them.
You ever have one specially made?
Well, like Shaq, like those big monster trucks.
Or like Yao.
Exactly.
Stromae Swift took it inside. He made a great move. He just didn't finish it off. Inside to Robert Whaley. Wesley almost got the steal. So Moochie Norris will check in for the Houston Rockets. Stephen Graham will come out. Steal by Mooch. Wesley. Palacio back the other way. Robert Whaley on the post. David Wesley picks up his third foul of the game. Rockets have been whistled. That was on Moochie. That's his fourth foul of the game. Fourth foul? Rockets have been whistled for 26 fouls in this game. They have 4 players with 4 fouls.
Moochie is on page with Brian Bowen. 4 fouls in 12 minutes.
Kirilenko takes it inside of the 2. Guard that baseline.
You have to protect the paint, Bill.
9 points for Kirilenko. 3-point Jazz lead. Wesley turns the corner, finds Moochie. Moochie, a little long. Swift with the rebound. Swift turning inside and gave it right up to Devin Brown. Palacio outran the ball. All right, Stroman, give me one of those post-game slams. Well, that'll be on everybody's highlight reel.
He will make the highlight reel with that.
Kirilenko on the drive and a foul on Juwan Howard. Let me guess. That's his third foul, not his fourth.
Here's the Moochie Norris steal. Oh, great hands. Way to be alert. Point guard throws it down. Oh, and Stroman throws it down. Just a great defensive play by Moochie Norris. And it rewarded Stroman if he had been so diligent on the offensive board.
Yeah. All right, here's Mehmet Okur. Swing it around now to Williams. He checks the shot clock. He's in trouble. He's got 1 second left. Can't get it off. Okur cleans the offensive glass. A fresh 24 for the Jazz. Milt Palacio takes it to the middle. And Okur with a follow tips in the miss.
Okur has 6 offensive rebounds, Bill. He is silently having a wonderful game.
Yeah, it really is. He has 14 points. 3-point lead. Moochie. Back to David. Moochie got it inside. No place to go. Palacio all the way inside. And a steal by Lutherhead. 2-on-1 fast break. Luther gave it away to Kirilenko. All right, fast break now, Jazz. Kirilenko leans inside, lost the ball.
Oh, Bill, that's about as bad as I've seen in a long time. There were about 4 turnovers there. That's got me wondering what happened.
Why don't we take a timeout, see if we can figure this thing out? So 8:43 left for the Rockets to try to pull this one out. At this stage of my career. Williams and Moochie with the rebound. Ought to be able to make a 2-mile walk.
I think.
They have that checkered flag waiting.
I'll be there in case you can't make it any farther.
Yeah, if you ever show up, I wouldn't be able to make the 2-mile walk.
I just may do the 2-mile run.
I'd be in shock.
I just may do it.
It's going to be 6-11 tomorrow. And Kirilenko turns, fires, misses. So the Rockets defense remains strong. They've just got to find a way to score without T-Mac. Tracy McGrady with 21 first-half points. Had to leave at the half. His wife is expecting. Strohmeyer Swift to the middle. Banks it up, and it will not count. He was fouled before the shot by Mehmet Okur.
I really like what Strohmeyer was trying to do in this game tonight. He's trying to assert himself. He's become extremely aggressive, and he's trying to make something happen. You got to give him credit for that, Bill.
Trying to convince me? Are you trying to convince me? It's not like you're trying to sell me on something. John Howard misses. The Rockets down to 33%. What do you mean I got to give him something? I don't have to give him anything. Come on, Clyde. And Strohmeyer with a tip. You almost sound like you're not convinced. You're trying to drag me into this.
No, I'm convinced. I like his attitude and what he's trying to do.
Well, I agree with you.
In the absence of Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Okur inside to Palacio, and he draws the foul from Strohmeyer. And that's number 5 on Swift. In this quarter, Utah 2 for 10. The Rockets 1 for 7. 33% shooting for Houston, 35% shooting for the Jazz. Rafer Alston got that hairline fracture of the right fibula. He's still working out. Derek Anderson, right calf strain. John Berry with the right calf strain. John was telling us tonight as Dikembe Mutombo and Stephen Graham check into the game. He feels good one day and it hurts him the next. That's what happens with those calf strains. They're really hard to... And Yao Ming, of course, with the big toe.
They all have injuries that are kind of touchy-feely. Nothing that you can really put a finger on. It's just you have time is the only thing that can heal those injuries.
Well, you worry about the infection of Yao Ming's big toe because that osteomyelitis, you don't play around with that stuff.
Not at all.
It's a bacterial infection. There's Mutombo with that hook shot, a little flat.
I'd say
Take Yao probably 4 or 5 weeks before he can even start to work out. And a good defense by Juwan. The Rockets, if they could just score, they could win this game.
and that's the value of having Mutombo on the floor. He changed Okur's shot.
Yeah.
Just intimidated.
Wesley sets up Graham, and he misses. So Graham has come in to go 0 for 5 from the field. Chance for him to really contribute.
This is the golden opportunity for Stephen Graham.
Yep. Palacio to the basket for 2. Well, when you don't make shots, your defense just eventually breaks down.
Breaks down because there's a level of frustration that you reach when you're not making shots. No matter how good you're playing on defense, you just feel lethargic when you can't score. But the defense is keeping them in the game, Bill, giving them a chance. If they can only get it going on the offensive end.
Well, the Rockets shot 41% in the first half. T-Mac with 21 points. Only 6 for 29 in the second half for Houston.
It's been dismal for both teams.
So the Rockets will call a timeout. 6:08 left to play. The Jazz shooting only 35%, but leading by 7. Utah up by 7 with a 6:08 left to play. Rejuvenated Golden State Warriors with Baron Davis, Jason Richardson.
They are much improved from last season.
Ooh.
And fun to watch. That's a good team to come and check out.
Yeah.
Good young team.
Taking it down to Strohmeyer. And he lost the ball going to the basket. Knocked out of bounds by the Jazz.
A little bit of contact there, Bill. No call. Good no call.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Luther Head will bring it in. Just under 6 minutes left to play. Wesley on the drive. Drops it off to Strohmeyer. He went for it and blocked by Kirilenko. Kevin around, gets it back out, and Palacio will set it up. Rockets have managed, what, 2 points in this quarter? Only 2 points. Palacio to Okur. And good defense. Utah Jazz played an overtime game last night. Have come in here, scored only 68 points. Should be good enough for a win, but you lose your number one offensive player at the half. And the Rockets have gone ice cold, scoring 18 points in the third quarter, only 2 here in the fourth. 20 points scored by the Rockets. 5 minutes left to play, and they're still in the game. If they could just find a way to score.
And that is such a credit to the defense. The defense is allowing them opportunity.
Sure.
The offense is just not happening right now.
Stromile Swift getting it inside. Okur with a block. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Graham floats it up and in. That's the toughest shot he's had in the game.
That shot was in rhythm. The other ones he was kind of anxious and forcing it. Maybe a little bit too anxious to shoot the ball. But if you shoot within rhythm, good things happen.
Aaron Williams from the outside, and he hits a big bucket. Williams with 6 points. 7-point Jazz lead with 4:10 left to play. These two teams play only 3 times this year, 2 times in Houston. And again, eradicated inside by the Jazz. Good shot blocking team, Karolinko Okur. Palacio gets inside the paint, and a good block by Dikembe Mutombo, but a foul is called on Mutombo. That's his 4th foul of the game. Juwan Howard, Ryan Bowen will check in.
Juwan Howard, Ryan Bowen check in today for the Rockets.
Dikembe Mutombo will check out. Mutombo with 20 minutes played tonight, and Stromile Swift will come out of the game. Okur will shoot the free throws. This is the 11th double-double now for Mehmet Okur. 14 points, 16 rebounds. What a nice play. It's kind of hard, too. Yeah, of course, 22nd timeout taken by the Rockets. And we know what happened after you and Akeem, and the Rockets tried to bring in Barkley, get some extra magic. After that did not work out. Then you keep trying Steve Francis, the Rockets trying to rebuild after the Hakeem Clyde era. Same thing for the Jazz, trying to get back into that column after Stockton to Malone.
It's a tough chore. I think the key is to build from the draft, free agents, trying to develop young players, and between that mix, that's how you. But you have to keep it together to get the chemistry you need to become a good team. He was so good at making that last second shot. But through the years, there's been many guys who knocked it down.
Yeah. High up. Finals game. Taking it into Juwan Howard. Howard spins inside, put up the hook shot, got the offensive rebound, and he's fouled by Mehmet Okur. That's the 4th foul on Okur.
Good move by Juwan Howard. Missed it, stayed with it, got the rebound, and it ended up at the line because of his perseverance. He's been the bright light for the Rockets in this game, Joe.
Yeah, and he's short on the shot. Rockets have been to the line 25 times. That's what they average. They average 25 free throws a game. The Jazz average 31 free throws a game. And Juwan gets 1 out of 2. Howard with 15. Wesley with 10. It looks like McGrady may be the leading scorer for Houston. He played only the first 2 quarters. Palacio takes it down to Okur. Well, it shows you how unbalanced it is right now for Houston. Okur, look at that swarming defense by the Rockets.
I think Coach Van Gundy has elected to go small, putting in Ryan Bowen and Juwan Howard. We're trying to speed up the tempo to get back in this game.
Nice pass by Luther Head. And Juwan, 17 points, and the Rockets trail now by 6. 2:47 left, full court pressure, Ryan Bowen. Had to dive to avoid a foul. Palacio now will set it up. Palacio misses. Look at Bowen go get that rebound.
Well, I like what this small lineup is doing. They're forcing the tempo.
Now to Juwan. Juwan working on Kirilenko. Off the glass for 2 more. 19 points for Juwan Howard. And the Rockets have closed within 4. Full court pressure by Houston. Crowd wants defense. Inside for 2. Kirilenko with a beautiful pass. Wesley gets a step. Wesley to the basket with a reversal. Just rolled out. Oh, that was tough.
Oh, that was so close.
Yeah, went down, took a peek. 140. Almost the last stand here for Houston. Rockets need a stop. Minute and a half left to play. 5 on the shot clock. Okur will fire up a 3 and adios.
The luxury of having a big guy who can shoot the ball from the perimeter.
Well, Mehmet Okur with 19 points, 15 for Collins. Kirilenko with only 9, and he had the big shot there to give the Jazz the lead. Welcome back to the beautiful Toyota Center downtown Houston. The Rockets only 9 of 38 in the second half, 24%, and the Rockets have scored only 27 points in the half. Tracy McGrady had 21 at halftime. The Rockets had the lead, but he had to leave. His wife was expecting a baby, and she was right on the verge of delivery, we understand. So Tracy left to join her, and the Rockets have gone south. Wesley puts it up and in.
And that is certainly understandable, Bill. And that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. When the children are born, you want to be there for that moment.
Yep. Not even the babies are cooperating this season for the Rockets. Aaron Williams. Pressure by the Jazz, and Luther Head gets it, takes it to the basket, and has it stripped. That's the 15th turnover by Houston. Up ahead to Devin Brown, and tackled by David Brown.
Just a take 5. That's 4. Devin Brown, line shoots you. Okay, I'll ask.
Devin Brown will be at the line, a free agent signing by the Jazz. Appeared in 6 NBA Finals games last year and played pretty well for San Antonio, but they have so many guards.
They had so much depth.
Yeah.
The guys they brought in, well, they just didn't have room for Devin Brown.
Well, they wanted Finley. They signed Finley. And I'm thinking of the left-hander, Van Exel, Nick Van Exel, and so that made Devin Brown expendable, and he was the Jazz were able to pick him up. We have a timeout with 43.7 left, and it's 77-70 Jazz. Well, tonight's Landry signature group player of the game is Mehmet Okur with 19 points, 16 rebounds, and 4 block shots. There's a guy last night that helped win an overtime game against the Memphis Grizzlies by guarding Pau Gasol. And now he had to come in here tonight. You know he had to be a little tired, but there he is hitting the old killer there, the 3-point shot.
That was the dagger, Bill. That was a big shot. That kind of took the air and the life out of the Houston Rockets. But they're still fighting.
Now, in case you joined us late, Tracy McGrady had 21 points at the half and 5 assists, but he had to go home and go to the hospital and join his wife. And the Rockets have managed only 29 points in the second half since McGrady's exit.
Holiday duty. There's nothing like it. I love the holiday season, Bill. I just love it. It's my favorite time of the year.
Well, Tom Penders got his old school Rhode Island to come in to Hofheinz
and beat up on him.
Well, he's making that Hofheinz now a bad trip for people to come to. Wesley tries to save it now. The Rockets need some points, and it's erased by Kirilenko. They're going to count the basket. Andre thought he got the block, but Wesley will get the 2 points. David with 14. And it's a 5-point game. Foul by Houston. Now you got to count on them missing their free throw.
That's really the only hope you have, which is not a bad strategy.
Oh, that looks like a pretty good block from this side.
That was a nice gift.
So Palacio apparently got a shot to the eye. The Rockets don't care if he has to shoot free throws with one eye.
He's probably going to be looking at 2 baskets.
He used to help me.
It's always interesting when you get the ball and teams need to foul. That's when you see guys get poked in the eye. Fingernails get, your fingers get sprained. It's a physical game, Bill. You got to be a man out there.
Well, you know, they're going to need a 20-second timeout, or he's got to go shoot those free throws in a timely manner. He can't be walking around out there.
It's hard to see the basket when you've been poked in the eye. A lot of pain.
They were giving him a lot of time, and that Jeff Van Gundy got a little upset. So if he can't shoot those free throws, the Rockets can pick the free throw shooter, can't they? No, I think that's the rule.
I think that's the rule.
If he can't get to the line on his own, I think Jerry Sloan might rather have him shooting it with one eye. Palacio is a 69% free throw shooter. So that was a good guy to foul. Gary Briggs.
Calculated move.
Working on him.
He's in pain, obvious pain. He's grimacing, he's sweating. You always know when a guy's really hurt because they're sweating profusely.
Oh,
as
really?
if they've been running a marathon. But that pain is intense. It's intense. That's how you know when a guy's really hurt.
Well, how many shots did you get to the face when you played?
It seems like every game.
They're always swiping at the ball, aren't they?
Always reaching for the ball, and quite often, your face, your nose, your eyes, they take a beating.
Yeah. Guys don't cut their fingernails either. All right, Gary Zielinski in that huddle telling them he's got to shoot. There's the veteran Phil Johnson talking to the officials. You know, we talk so much about Jerry Sloan being there 18 years. Phil Johnson's been with him every one of those years. And, in fact, Phil coached Jerry back in Chicago. And Phil got an assistant coaching job for Dick Motta. He coached Jerry Sloan for a couple of years with the Bulls and then joined Sloan later, and he's been with him ever since. It's been a pretty tough combination. There you see the two standing in the background.
Very formidable duo.
Yeah.
They run a good organization. Some years are better than others, but nevertheless, they always seem to be well organized.
Yeah, that's been a good organization for years. Larry Miller, the owner. Luther Head misses on the three. Juwan Howard gets it back. 24 seconds left. And the Rockets lose the basketball. And a foul now by Juwan Howard. That'll just about wrap it up. This is a big win for the Jazz. I think coming in, they played rather lethargic in the first half. Tracy had it going his way. Jerry Sloan has to really be happy with the way his team has gutted it out, and of course getting a big break with McGrady having to leave and go to the hospital at halftime to be with his wife. So Jerry Sloan is going to get back-to-back wins here against Memphis and Houston.
Which is not easy to come by ordinarily. Under these circumstances, the Rockets have got some injuries to overcome. And of course, it's just a great overtime win against the Grizzlies last night. Monday night. Tuesday night.
Whenever. They all start to run together, don't they, Clyde? So another foul and 12.3 left to play. Well, the Rockets now are going to have to get right on an airplane after this game and go to Oklahoma City to take on New Orleans / Oklahoma City. And what's going through that guy's mind right now, because you can coach, you can put down all the X's and O's you want to. If you don't have your star players, those X's and O's aren't quite as effective.
Not at all. I think Coach Van Gundy has given his team a chance. The defense has given him a chance in many of these games. It's just you need healthy bodies to compete.
Well, the Jazz scored only 80 points. Now, in most games, that should be enough for you to win. If you can hold a team to 80 points, you're going to win 80% of the time.
Ordinarily.
Yeah, ordinarily. But not with all of the problems the Rockets have had lately. Luther head to the basket. And Luther with 7 points. Full court pressure now. Kirilenko fouled by Luther. So the Rockets now will lose 3 in a row. They'll go to 10-16. The Utah Jazz will go to 13-16. And more importantly now, as you look at that Western Conference, you've got Dallas, San Antonio, Memphis, Minnesota, Denver, Seattle, Utah will now, the Clippers, Phoenix, all of those teams, the Lakers, Golden State, all ahead of the Houston Rockets.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's still early, Bill.
I know it is, but
we've had a lot of misfortune.
The Rockets now fall to 3-8 at home, which is really discouraging the way they've played here in their own building. And it's an 82-74 win by Utah. Our next telecast begins at 6:30. That's tomorrow night when the Rockets face the Hornets. Stay tuned. Coming up next, the Busch Light Southwest Sports Report.
We'll spend the next 30 minutes trying to figure out what happened. The Rockets respond well to the challenge of their coach in the first half. We're headed back to the Toyota Center to see if Jeff Van Gundy has the answers to why the second half ended the way it did. He was disappointed in his team last Friday. Let's see about today. Jazz and the Rockets, and T-Mac in Houston trying to stop that 2-game skid tonight, hosting Utah. First quarter off, Tracy McGrady missed. Juwan Howard there with the rebound to T-Mac, who finishes with the lefty, and the Rockets are up by 7 after 1. Second quarter, more T-Mac. McGrady, baseline with the great finish. Again, the left hand. Houston up by 5. McGrady was 21 at the half, but Tracy would leave the game at halftime, left the arena, in fact, his significant other having a baby, went into labor, so no T-Mac in the second half, third quarter. Oh, it's Utah getting hot. Mehmet Okur nails the three-pointer, and the Jazz are up by 1 after 3. Then it's Andrei Kirilenko, who was cleared for takeoff. Oh, my goodness, 62-59 Jazz. The Rockets get to within 4, but too much Utah. Devin Brown and the Utah Jazz, and Kirilenko, who had 24 last night, does it again tonight as he has 10 and 8. Mehmet Okur was the real damage doer tonight, 20 and 17 for him. You see T-Mac leads the scoring in the first half alone, 21 points in his time in the first half, but the rest of the guys not quite able to get it done in his absence in the second half of the game. We'll take you back out to Bill Worrell and Clyde Drexler, who will try to put this one in perspective for us. Guys?
Well, John, the only perspective I can think of is Tracy McGrady, you got a chance to win. No Tracy McGrady, you can't win. He had 21 points in the first half alone. He ends up leading Houston in scoring. The Rockets managed only 32 points in the second half without him. And I don't see any way they can put any points on the board if he doesn't get back soon.
I agree with you 100%, Bill. There's no one in the Rockets lineup that is stepping up in his absence. They shot 28% from the field on 12 of 42 from shooting.
Whew.
Now, that's pretty dismal.
Yeah, it's really tough. And, of course, the Jazz had just enough to get it done tonight. Mehmet Okur really stepped up. He is the #1 guy, he and Kirilenko, and he stepped up tonight.
Here he is on jump hook. He did it all tonight, Bill. He's very solidly put up big numbers, 20 points, 17 rebounds, can shoot the three, had the jump hook working, played great defense in the lane, and even had a sky hook. Give him the player of the game. Look at him doing all of the little things that really make a difference in the game.
Yeah.
Knocking down the open trays. He just did it all tonight.
Well, the Rockets with T-Mac had 41 points. They just could not finish the game, and so now you've got to get on an airplane, go to Oklahoma City. Chris Paul, that young Oklahoma City / New Orleans team, really likes to push the ball up the court, and they've got a lot of young talent.
Got a lot of good young talent. Byron Scott is quietly doing a wonderful job in Oklahoma City, and the fans are going to be a factor in that building. And the Rockets, the first thing they got to do is get healthy. Get some nice, healthy bodies on the floor, and hopefully we'll have no more setbacks like we had in tonight's game.
Well, John, one of the reasons this fella next to me is in the Hall of Fame, he may be as positive a person as I've ever seen, and so he's keeping that positive attitude.
Love that.
You gotta believe.
Love that positivity, Clyde. Hey, quick question, guys. We know T-Mac obviously won't travel tonight. Any chance after the joyous event that he will, in fact, fly up tomorrow and join the team? Do you know yet? Have you heard?
Well, maybe if she has the baby, and I don't know what the plans are.
Well, if she has the baby, I would hope that he would make the team, but that's going to be a personal decision. Everyone has their own different convictions, and certainly that's a wonderful time in his life. That doesn't happen every day, so I think some things could be a little bit more important.
It's been such a tough season, John. Even the babies aren't cooperating.
Bad timing by the babies, too, guys. All
That's right.
We appreciate it very much.
Screening is a two-part process. One, the setup of the screen, and the other, the actual screen. And I can't tell you if they're illegal or not. So.
Anything else? Anything? Bringing Baxter as the first dig off, is that just a matchup thing, or just?
Well, Stromeyer and Jawan together has not worked well. I thought Lonnie played well in Chicago, and he gives us more, bulk size to compete on the board. But that didn't work real well either. So nothing. I got to try to find a combination that'll work a little bit better.
Do you expect Tracy tomorrow? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, we expect him, but it's not. We didn't lose because he wasn't there. We lost because we were inept offensively.